not doing Borderlands right now. We're actually gonna watch a couple videos that I saved. Dude, I am fucking tired. I'm fucking cooked, man. Uh, excuse you. Okay, hold up. I'm a little slow, which isn't like generational news or nothing, but some of the bitch. There we go. All right. How we doing though, man? I've been fucking not doing shit the last couple days. It feels like, bro. I've been so swamped with motherfucking work and shit because my supervisor's on leave and shit. So it's been crazy. No. I need.
A startup has to reach 1 million users to be considered a success. With Tinder, I'm swiping right. How do I download it?
Start swiping, guys. Let's do it.
We are netting over 10,000 new signups a day.
There's an article. It doesn't list you as a co-founder. I built Tinder with them. They can't delete me.
You say anything, they can sue.
I won't step down without a fight.
I'm tripping. Overthinking shit.
County, West Virginia, the largest labor in 1921 in Logan County, West Virginia, the largest labor uprising in American history would take
Oh, yeah.
place. 10,000 coal miners would go to war.
But yeah, fucking work has been shitting down my fucking throat the last couple of days, bro. Especially with like, I just had this huge going away for like one of my old bosses. You know, shout out to him. He was good people. But dude, I didn't get the funding. It's not coming out of our pocket. But holy fucking shit! These motherfuckers are annoying, dude. Like, and you can't say nothing because you're middle-aged white women with glasses. So you know the odds are not in my favor. If I go tell them, do your fucking job and stop ignoring me. Like, the fucking audacity is some of these fucking annoying ass bitches, bro. That shit pressed me to fuck off. Like, you don't get paid except to answer emails. And you knew the fucking deadline was coming, yet you decided that you was gonna cause problems. But it's alright, because you know what? That's negative, that's in the past. And we're looking for the positive, baby. We're looking for the positive. Now, in the comments though, tell me how y'all been. Tell me how your day was, bro. I know it may sound stupid and goofy, but I give a fuck about that shit. So tell what you guys say, man. Tell me how your day was. I'll read that shit. Well, you know, a question came to mind to me, right? So, motherfucker like me, I'm a cook, right? I like to do shit. What's up, Pookie? Um, I like to do shit. I like to create. I like to do different shit in the motherfucking in the kitchen. And I just found out there's people that don't try peanut butter on shit. Like, and before you get it all twisted, I'm talking like peanut butter with like a burger or peanut butter like in your ramen, like almost like a pad thai type of shit. I found out that was like that doesn't really happen for some people. I'm like, hey yo, the fuck wrong with you? cool. No spoilers in the group chat, John. I ain't get to see that shit yet. Anyway, am I weird, bro? I mean, I know I am, but like, I'll stand on that shit. Also, reminder: be a good person, but don't push yourself over for no bullshit. Now let's get into the biggest shootout in American history: the the Battle of Blair Mountain. Actually, we're not going to this one. That shit is a fucking hour and a half, damn near. Let's do this one. The Frank Sinatra killings.
There's been a dark, violent phenomenon happening in the Philippines regarding karaoke and Frank Sinatra's most popular song, My Way. Since that time, there have been at least 7 violent attacks against Filipinos singing or about to sing the song. Some journalists estimate that number is closer to 12. Many of these attacks have resulted in death by either gunshot or stab wounds. There are no other such records of a song causing so much individual violence anywhere. Another layer on top of that is the fact that the song is about a man shot or stab wounds. Closer to 12. Many of these attacks have resulted. There have been at least 7 violent attacks against Filipinos singing or about to sing the song. Some journalists estimate that number is closer to 12. Many of these attacks have resulted in death by either gunshot or stab wounds. There are no other such records of a song.
It's like if I had a nickel for every time someone got shot, stabbed, or killed in any way for trying to sing Frank Sinatra. Well, now I only have like more than 2, which is weird because it's not just the fact that it happened once, it happened multiple times. In this case, up to 12. Like, motherfuckers just can't sing no more? Like, bro, they singing couldn't be that fucking bad where you want to kill
so
somebody
much
over
individual violence anywhere. Another layer on top of that is the fact that the song is about a man nearing the end of his life. No one can really comprehend why this is happening with this specific song. There are theories, which we're going to dive into a bit, but perhaps it's also a good time, without being too preachy, to draw a tiny bit of attention to the hardships the Filipinos have endured, especially in the recent past. Imagine this. You're in the Philippines, a country comprised of 7,000 islands in the Pacific. You just spent the day on a beautiful beach.
I did not know it was 7,000. I knew it was like a lot. But bro, 7,000?
Had a few drinks, a comforting, tanky meal, and now you want to cap off the night by partaking in the unofficial Filipino national pastime, karaoke. You find a spot just around the corner. It's a bit seedy, but drinks are cheap and they're flowing. Tourists and Filipinos alike are singing to their heart's content. Maybe you hear some rendition of Dua Lipa or Whitney Houston. Definitely some Bruno Mars, who himself is half Filipino. Then, a young Filipino man takes the stage, grabbing the mic. You hear the first few bars of a familiar song, a gentle bass line followed by a harpsichord that takes us to its classic crooning opening line. And now the end. No, just kidding. I'm not. This isn't about to be a sing-along. And now the end is near. The song is Frank Sinatra's classic power ballad, My Way, a song once intended to be his last. The song is warm and conversational, one that usually puts people at ease, thanks to its gentle nature. But instead, the room tenses up. They fear what might be coming next. An older man in the audience starts heckling the singer for being off-key, but the young man doesn't stop. He keeps singing because, after all, you can't let the terrorist win. The heckler, who's had a few too many drinks, becomes belligerent. The heckles turn into a demand. Stop singing now. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the competition show The Voice, but one of the judges used to be Jennifer Hudson, a fairly famous, very talented singer. Whenever she heard an incredible performance by a contestant, she would take off her shoe and throw it at them. Well, the Philippines have a version of that, except it's the complete opposite, and it involves just one song, and if you sing it badly, instead of getting a celebratory shoe thrown at you, someone shoots you with a gun, like a firearm. So yeah, not really the same thing at all, other than someone, performing an action on someone else who's singing from a distance. And that's what happens to the young man. Unfazed by threats, he keeps singing. I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall. Bam! The belligerent heckler, an off-duty security officer, pulls out his pistol, firing a single bullet into the young man's chest. He dies almost instantly. This series...
Why do old heads get pissed off about the younger generation so bad? Like, his singing could not have been that bad. That dude who sang that song is probably older than your dad, who shot the guy who shot the dude. And you're gonna give a fuck about that much? Fucking old heads, bro.
Series of events really happened, and it happened in May of 2007. It's shocking and sad. And at least for anyone looking for justice, there did happen to be another off-duty officer in the bar who disarmed and arrested the shooter.
Bring back public executions for this shit. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I'll fight motherfuckers for this shit. Bro. If you have the ball, I believe, bro, personally, if you lose your right to live as soon as you threaten my life, whether that's a break-in robbery, whether that's flashing a gun at me, bet you better pull that trigger, because let me tell you, if I find you see that shit, bro, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. But yes, absolutely. Somebody, once you cross that line, bro, you're done. You're right. The fucking right to live is out the door. That shit's hella gay. I mean, it is, bro. At least like be a man to be a fucking be like, yo, outside. We meet at noon. Oh, I'd rather some shit like that. I rather would, because at least you know, like, yeah, well, like, at least it gave the motherfucker a chance.
Immediately. But here's the strange thing. This was not the first time someone in the Philippines had been killed over a karaoke rendition of Frank Sinatra's American classic. And tragically, it wouldn't be the last. Some call this a pattern, others are labeling it a phenomenon. Whatever you want to call it, it's the topic of today's video. Hello everybody. Today we're talking about the Frank Sinatra karaoke killers. This is a story that is exactly as strange as it sounds, and also a phenomenon that I'm sure most of you have never heard of before. So we're going to talk about some of the cases and ask the question as to why this is happening in the first place. Without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into it, but as always, thank you for watching. Now, there have been countless karaoke rage incidents since the invention of karaoke, most of which have involved alcohol and violent crime. There was a man who was attacked in Seattle for singing Coldplay's song Yellow, which, that one's fair. Or the man in Malaysia who hogged the karaoke mic so much that the patrons banded together and stabbed him to death. In Thailand, there was a killing spree after a man got so angry at someone who refused to stop singing John Denver's Take Me Home Country Roads on repeat that he shot and killed 8 people. None of
Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck y'all be doing over there? Are we dead ass? Are we dead ass right now? Y'all motherfuckers got some shit
of
going
those
on, bro.
are funny because people actually
Fucking
lost their
insane.
lives, and that's a tragedy. However,
Wait.
Friday is company karaoke, 90s
Yeah,
pop
my
theme.
fault.
And we're
people. None of those are funny because people actually lost their lives, and that's a tragedy.
My fault.
However, unrelated to those tragedies and the tragic loss of life, the opening of Take Me Home Country Roads is objectively a funny song intro to be really mad at. A headline in the Telegraph detailing another incident read, quote, Chinese toddler's karaoke tantrum ends in bloodbath, which that's not a joke. 2 of the kids' uncles got mad at the kid's father after the 4-year-old wouldn't stop singing. When the uncles turned aggressive, another man ran to the kitchen and returned with a meat cleaver and hacked the uncles to death. And then, of course, you've got actor Ezra Miller, who was arrested for disorderly conduct in Hawaii for harassing people who were singing karaoke at a karaoke bar. In the Philippines, though, such incidents have frequently shared one common denominator. Ironically, My Way, a song that postures itself as a proud farewell to life, does something to incite deathly violence in Filipino people. I mean, as opposed to other ethnicities or regions of people. I don't think all Filipinos react to the song My Way like it's some kind of CIA sleeper activation code. I don't think, at least. How would I know? It's gotten so bad that karaoke bars and songbook manufacturers have pulled the once beloved karaoke staple from their machines and off their pages, while some establishments have banned patrons from singing the song as a means to prevent even more potential violent crime. While these incidents had been known within the Philippines for some time, it wasn't until the 2007 shooting of the young man I mentioned in the intro that worldwide attention began to be shed on this dark, cultural phenomenon. The young man's name was Rami Baligola. He was unemployed at the time and karaokeing at the Julieville KTV bar in San Mateo, where Robilito Ortega was working as the bar's security guard. Witnesses stated that Ortega was dancing at the beginning of the song, but then started yelling at Baligola that he was out of tune. Around the halfway point of the song, after hearing too much of Baligola's off-key rendition, Ortega pulled his .38 caliber pistol and shot him fatally in the chest. At the time of 2007, it was the most widely reported case. So people started digging into the story a little bit more. In doing so, they found a similar event from 7 years prior in October of 2000, in a suburb of the capital city of Manila at King's Videoke Bar. Just after midnight,
Who the fuck carries a 38? That's such a weird caliber, especially to carry. I mean, I know those little like pistol fucking magnums do that shit, but that's such a surely that's such a weird caliber to like carry. Why don't you carry a fucking 9 mil? Hell, I think I would probably carry a 45 before I carry a 38 or whatever. You know, like what?
46-year-old Hermihilda Calleo was singing his version of the song to an audience of 6 people. One of these 6 people either hated it or hated him, stood up, and stabbed Calleo multiple times. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. An article in the Philippine Star about Calleo's death
Also, fuck every single person who was in that place and didn't do shit. Like, not one of y'all could have did shit. Y'all just watched a man go stab him, bro. I get it, it's scary, bro, but like we're worried about somebody else's life. Somebody gonna die. That's gonna be even scarier. You see somebody's fucking just bleed out in front of you, that's gonna be scary.
began with the words, quote, "Another man fell victim to the song My Way." But again, this was in 2000, and there are no homicide reports or articles available before this one that references My Way. But clearly, this was already a pattern. In February of 2001, the same newspaper wrote that 27-year-old Ronnie Aragon was shot dead by his, quote, "compadre in Manila for singing My Way off-key." Witnesses say that each of the men had, quote, "at least 5 bottles of beer and had a heated argument over possession of the microphone when the song My Way was played. Apparently, the suspect tried to grab the mic to stop what he felt was a horrendous performance, then wanted to sing the song himself in an effort to show the tone-deaf singer how it should be done. This led to a fight just outside the bar where Aragon was shot. The article ends by saying, quote, "There are no available statistics on how many have died over singing the old Frank Sinatra hit in a karaoke joint, considered to be the serial killer of such bars." In July of 2007, in the Caloocan City Videoke Bar in Manila, Hinero Francisco was left in critical condition after 2 men took issue in Manila.
That's like the only fucking skyscraper anywhere near it. I mean, yeah, you got some shit, you know, way in the back right there, but nowhere near that fucking height, bro.
Hinero Francisco was left in critical condition after 2 men took issue with his off-key version of the song and shot him. In December of 2010, during a Christmas party, a village official was singing the song when men on a motorcycle drove by and fired at him and his aide. The aide fortunately survived, but the official did not. In August of 2014, A few drinking buddies were out singing karaoke when one of them was about to sing the Sinatra classic. But when the song started, the other buddies wanted to sing it instead. This resulted in an argument which lasted until they returned to their friend's home, where one was stabbed in the arm, the other was stabbed to death. The most recent reported incident was at a birthday party in 2018 in Dipolog City. 61-year-old Jose Boschmian Jr. was about to sing My Way when his 28-year-old neighbor snatched the microphone away. It led to a fistfight between the two men. A few partygoers were able to pull them apart, but only briefly. The younger man stabbed Jose repeatedly and fatally before he was pulled off. A user on Reddit who goes by the name ixnay101892 commented on a post about these killings, saying, quote, "This is the best song I sing when doing karaoke, to the point where everyone claps, some cry. Now I want to go to the Philippines and perform to see if I survive." It's unclear if Ixnay is a victim of the My Way killings, but that post was written 9 years ago and he hasn't posted in 8, so, we can only assume. So what's the reason behind the My Way killings, right? Is it the name of the song? Maybe My Way is some sort of trigger phrase embedded into people's minds by the CIA as a sort of assassin training program?
I mean,
I'm not.
realistically, bro, because every single time it's been like a stabbing. There's been like 2 or 3 occasions you mentioned, right? That damn win the game. That was fucking dude. I got you in such a weird ass fucking.
Letting this.
Hold up. Okay, so getting fucking shot. What you mean you can't hear? There's no way you can't hear. I paused this shit. Hold up, bro. You gonna make me call your ass? Hold up. Damn, I didn't even post out my link on the story. Oopsie. I gotta FaceTime this shit. What the fuck you mean you can't hear me?
Dude, like your mic's low. I went to somebody else's live and like it was good, but your mic's pretty low.
Are you in the streamer now?
I can go back to it after I get off this call.
All right, I just changed it. Tell me if you're good.
Like this all the entire time, like really quiet. That's what it sounded like. And my volume's all the way up to my phone.
All right,
Yeah.
try it now. And tell me. All right, damn it. Does it sound better, Devin? Does it sound better, Devin? Gotta go up, bro. There's no way. What about this? Does this sound better? Does this sound better, Devin? Nah. What you mean, bro? No way. This isn't loud enough. So this isn't loud enough. I'm finna split. put my mic closer. Motherfucker, you want me to talk like this? Can you hear me clear? Sound better? You just say, yeah, alright, John. Alright.
CIA angle go? I mean, they went to the Philippines and pretended to be vampires, right? Maybe Frank Sinatra helped
Oh, I forgot about that shit. Yes, this is sleeper agent bullshit. Damn, my fucking neighbors must think that I'm on some meth. Oh yeah, sleeper agent 60. Yeah, bro, them motherfuckers think I'm meth. All right. Anyways, yeah, they probably did that shit. Let's go. Guess what? I'm gonna be meeting someone at the casting couch. Woo. Anyways, sleeper agents in the Philippines.
them leave behind a few, like, sleeper agents or something. My point is, there's no way to know it wasn't them. Some of the more superstitious theories suggest the song could be cursed. Meanwhile, researchers think that the killings may be more about societal factors rather than supernatural or any conspiracy, or as I like to call them, killjoys. These could be copycat crimes, where headlines regarding the killings have inspired others to do the same. Alternatively, it could be the lyrics themselves. Perhaps someone finds the lyrics so pretentious and boastful that they just drive themselves to a homicidal rage. And who could blame them? Even Frank Sinatra eventually shared similar feelings about the record. Although fond of the song at the time he recorded it, even naming the album after it, Sinatra grew to despise it. He resented the fact that it became his #1 request at shows and concerts. According to his daughter Tina, Frank, quote,
Bro, I've never understood this shit. This fucking Nirvana, your boy Kurt Cobain, eventually heard it, didn't fuck with Teen Spirit. Same shit. Bro, how can you not fuck with your own art? Your entire job. Because yes, you get paid to do that shit. I understand it's not always like it's still work, right? Still work. But the point is that's your art at the end of the day. It's just like anything else in life. If you don't like your art, you feel like it could be changed or tweaked or made better, don't put it out. Don't put it out. Now, don't over criticize it because you'll never get anything out. It's like looking at a tattoo. Any piece of your tattoo, any tattoos you got, if you look at every single intricate line, you're gonna fucking hate your tattoo. It could be a beautiful piece of work, but since you do nothing but just look at every single little detail, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna fucking lose the beauty out of it. You know? So, like this tattoo. This tattoo I got. I know it's kind of hard to see it, but it's fucking Bourbon Street. All on my fucking yeah. Y'all can't see any of this shit. Just trust me. Hold up. Here, y'all can see that shit a little bit, but that's Bourbon Street. That took a lot of fucking detail for that dude to do for me. And bro, let me tell you, if I looked at every single piece of line of that, I'll be pissed. But every single time, people be like, yo, that shit looks clean. Who did that for you? Who's your tattoo artist, bro? That shit looks fucking hard. So yeah, stop working on the little thing. Anyways, uh, but yes, anyways, sleeper agents in the Philippines.
always thought that song was self-serving and self-indulgent. He didn't like it. With lyrics like, I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. Or, for what is a man, what has he got? If not himself, then he has not. I personally like the song, but I understand if it's not your thing. And with lyrics that go on for nearly 5 minutes, I'm sure for people that don't enjoy the song, it feels way longer, which would be especially infuriating for anyone singing or watching someone sing karaoke. And according to various karaoke forums, the average appropriate length for a song is about 4 minutes. No one wants to hear you sing The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, even if it's a good song. Knowing this, it becomes easier to see why
You said the what?
singing The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. What the fuck is that? Oh, 6 minutes? You might have to get shot for that. You might have to get shit. Bro, if you come into a karaoke for 6 minutes or so, Frank Sinatra gets a pass. I'll stand on that. Even though I don't listen to him like that, I still respect him. And that song is fucking fire. 6 minutes of fucking Gordon Lightfoot. Who the fuck kind of name is that? Pisses me off. What kind of fucking name is Gordon Lightfoot? Hey man, if that's your shit, cool, bro. But that's just so ass. Motherfucker, that name alone pisses me off. Fuck you mean Lightfoot? Bro, your phone's fucked up. My fucking volume is so loud. There's no way. No way. No fucking way. Anyways, Gordon Lightfoot. Anyways, uh, Philippine Sleeper Angel.
Even if it's a good song. Knowing this, it becomes easier to see why a performance of the song could wind up feeling self-indulgent. I
Oh
mean, it was
shit.
cool when Sinatra did it, but just some random person at a karaoke bar singing about how they do things my way and how like they're the master of their life and it goes on for 5 minutes, it can get annoying. Butch Albarracin, the owner of Center for Pop, a singing school in Manila, supports this theory. Quote, the lyrics evoke feelings of pride and arrogance in the singer, as if you're somebody when you're really nobody. It covers up your failures. That's why it leads to fights. The Guardian agrees, calling the song a quote, triumphalist anthem, as well as a quote,
imagine being able to build an app with
Oh,
your name
shut
on
the
it
fuck
just by
up,
thinking about it.
man.
Meet Base 40.
cultural
Fuck
trigger.
you, Base 44.
Triumphalist? That just means someone who wins, or like someone who
Motherfuckers getting mad because they feel good about a song. Just fuck it. We just can't listen to music. Only thing we can listen to is fucking Juice WRLD sad song. That's all we can listen to. Because we're not allowed to be happy. And before y'all come in here and say, oh, well, Juice WRLD made different songs. I know. That's my dog. I got the motherfucking poster on my wall. I know he good. And he sings a lot of different shit. I fuck with a lot of his love songs. I'll tell you what, too. If you don't believe me, go look up Tattoo is in Ink. Yeah. That's my shit right there. Anyway, back to sleeper ages in the Philippines.
likes winning. Okay, it's specifically someone who's annoying about it, who like boasts and talks about it too much. All right, that makes more sense. I have the reading comprehension of a 7th grader. It's one thing when Frank
Type shit.
Sinatra sings the words, but when your annoying neighbor or that one friend who you actually hate screams off key about how great they are for 5 minutes, maybe it doesn't set well. But it's also important to understand the culture behind karaoke, especially in the Philippines. Local establishments may have different written rules, do's and do nots, but amongst all of these exist 4 key unwritten rules of karaoke that Filipinos take seriously. Rule 1, never laugh at someone performing, no matter how off key he or she may be. Number 2, the microphone is sacred. Never grab it from someone else's hands. Number 3, don't sing a song someone else already has. And 4, don't spend too much time on stage.
I feel like this is very common. Just don't be an asshole. I mean, it's very simple.
Also, I would add a 5th rule: do not sign someone else up without them knowing. It's just not cool. The person gets really awkward and nobody has a good time except you.
Only if it's somebody that you know that sings really good. I'm kind of iffy on that rule, cause like I might just do it for the fuck of it. I might just go with my boy to go do it. Love, if you watching this, Devin, if you watching this, uh, Miles, if your bitch ass is watching this, I might just sign you up for karaoke. Just cause.
So don't be selfish. If you couldn't tell, Filipinos love karaoke. As Esquire Philippines describes it, quote, videoke, their way of saying karaoke, is more than entertainment in the Philippines, it's a social equalizer. Karaoke is embedded in the roots of the country's modern history. The first karaoke machine was built in 1971 by a Japanese musician named Daisuke Inoue. But Filipino inventor Roberto del Rosario actually holds the patent, developing the karaoke sing-along system in 1975. From there, it became the focal point of every local gathering, pig roast, birthday party, and funeral. One trip to the Philippines serves as a testament to this. Karaoke spots are as commonplace as Starbucks are in America. There's karaoke in nightclubs, as well as in regular karaoke bars with commercial machines, even live bands to make one feel like a rock star. There's more family-friendly
I low-key, whenever I move to Japan, let me go to the Philippines, I might just go fucking do this to see who's really got the balls to do this shit.
TV places or karaoke television that have food and private rooms for family gatherings. TV places or
What the fuck is this back here? What am I looking at? It looks like a fucking serial killer stabbing somebody. Not this. How about this right fucking here? Am I tripping? Doesn't that look like the killer is back there and it's fucking like pulled him down by the stab him? Like, what's going on?
or karaoke television that have food and private rooms for family gatherings. Even the local dry cleaners and laundromats have machines for customers to use while they wait for their clothes to dry. Well-known Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao has appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live several times, and when he does, he always sings karaoke with the titular host. There's a frequently repeated story in the Philippines that Imelda Marcos, wife of once dictator Ferdinand Marcos, performed karaoke at one of multimillionaire Malcolm Forbes' infamous yacht parties. Yes, Malcolm Forbes is in like Forbes magazine. Andy Warhol was at the party and later wrote in his diary that she sang 12 songs in a row, which all of those people knowing each other at once gives me a headache. The dictator's wife was on the Forbes yacht and Andy Warhol wrote about it. And it's not just cities. When Hannah Bay, a travel writer, journeyed to a remote province of the country, she noted that even these small villages participated. Quote, even though the area was plagued by frequent brownouts, the family living in the bamboo hut had a karaoke machine. My friend's little nephews were obsessed with Michael Jackson songs. A karaoke machine in a bamboo hut. I respect the order of priority. And it makes sense that a pastime known for bringing drunken joy and fun to people around the world would be enjoyed to those in the Philippines, especially since Filipinos have a reputation for being benevolent people with a happy demeanor. There's even a common stereotype that many Filipinos become nurses, and about 4% of all registered nurses in the United States are Filipino. And in coastal states like California, that number's closer to 20%. For most nurses, being nice and patient is a prerequisite. But despite this generality of kindness, obviously people are people. Not everyone from one culture is the exact same. And tragically, the history of the Philippines contains plenty of misfortune. For starters, there's of course the centuries of colonialism, which a brief recap of that is that the Spanish ruled the Philippines for over 300 years, from the 1500s to almost 1900. Following that, the United States occupied the country until World War II, when it was invaded by Japan and decimated by the war. Even the name Philippines stems from King Philip II, who is not of Filipino descent, if you couldn't tell. But more recent and tangible is the fact that for two very hard, very long decades, 1965 to 1986, the Philippines were forced to endure the aforementioned President Ferdinand Marcos, an unrecognized dictator who basically stole all of the money from his people. His wife Imelda was not only known for her yacht karaoke marathons, but for having a collection of 3,000 pairs of shoes. Despite millions and millions of dollars in foreign aid that the 3,000 pairs of
and every single one of those look the same. Every single one looks the same. At least in this shit right here. Some here too. They're all the same. Give me 3,000 shoes. Probably would give half away at the bare minimum. Like, bro.
shoes. Despite millions and millions of dollars in foreign aid that the country received over a long period of time, including a generous amount from the United States, the Marcoses kept the nation impoverished to the point that it was nearly considered a third world country. As history shows, economic suffering leads to unhappy citizens who will find a way to lash out. And although Instagram and travel magazines might show the beautiful, safe, and touristy parts of the country, much of the country is still that way today. Which, if you want to see some of the ways that Marcos came to power and how the country got in such a bad place in the first place, you can check out my video about how the CIA pretended to be vampires to assert dominance over the country. I was not kidding about that other. That is a thing that happened. Watch the video link in the description. On top of those struggles, one of the country's most recent presidents, Rodrigo Duterte, declared a war on drugs where even small crimes were punishable by death. This essentially gave him free range to murder his political enemies. Naturally, this came with a lot of collateral damage. HumanRightsWatch.org estimates that the quote-unquote war led to more than 12,000 Filipino deaths.
I'm gonna say this. Who the fuck bumping is outside? Unless it's pen, no amount of drugs should get you fucking death. Fent is like poison, essentially. So I don't count that as a drug. I would count coke as a drug, not fent. I count meth. I count heroin. All that shit. I count that shit as drugs. The reason why I do is because it's like a pencil tip, right? A fent kills you. That's poison. That's poison. Take a lot of coke before you fucking die. We'll see if I'm wrong. Oh, you on TikTok, right? Shut the fuck up. Mm, nah, you not live right now. Yeah, your shit is not on right now.
which at least 2,555 were by the Philippine National Police. Duterte left office in 2022. So, unfortunately, crime isn't a stranger.
Back to what I was saying. Unless it's Fent. Yeah. But anything else? Nah.
Stranger there. There's long been an undercurrent of violence and discontent in the Philippines, much of it put in place by the government. Karaoke should be a way to escape that discontent, and normally it is. Belting out some Bon Jovi is known to be good for the soul, but discontent at that magnitude is sometimes strong enough to corrupt any joy that can be found. Professor and former dean of the University of the Philippines, Roland Tolentino, was interviewed about this very topic in 2010 by the New York Times. He states that, quote, "The Philippines is a very violent society, so karaoke only triggers what already exists here when certain social rules are broken." When you look at Sinatra's would-be swan song through that perspective, it starts to make sense why it can serve as a perfect vehicle for that trigger. Interestingly, despite its extreme global popularity, Frank Sinatra's My Way peaked on the Billboard's top hit list at only 27 and never even cracked the top 10. However, it did spend 75 weeks in the UK's top 40, a feat which still has not been broken by any song before or since. But there were really no musical charts in the Philippines in the 1970s. Billboard Philippines actually didn't launch until 2017, and the Philippine Association of the Record Industry didn't
Took y'all that long? Why? I know there's gotta be like a good reason for that. That's fucked up.
publish any historical records from that period. So word of mouth is the only way to gauge My Way's popularity there. However, Billboard Philippines did compile a list of some of the most popular karaoke songs in the country, which included the likes of Whitney Houston and Aerosmith and, of course, Beyonce. Notably absent, however, is Frank Sinatra. When My Way was released in 1969, a feel-good song about taking blows on the chin but standing tall, it resonated with a lot of Filipino people. Before it was removed from machines and banned from bars, My Way had taken hold of the country. Perhaps singing that song out loud to anyone who would listen expelled some demons, or at least made them feel part of a community. So they sang it a lot. But maybe they sang it too much, and at some point, perhaps a song with those lyrics no longer felt like the right tone, given all that was happening around them. And eventually, that tone translated into the deadly phenomenon we have today. Despite our best guesses and available theories, members of the Philippines law enforcement aren't as quick to draw any one conclusion. They take things case by case, usually attributing the senseless violence to intoxication and easy access to weapons. Drunken men looking for some trouble, primed to let out some aggression, and finding the perfect excuse to do so. So what do you do if you're the Philippines? Well, in Australia, there's a tradition for any time that someone sings or plays the song Eagle Rock by Daddy Cool. Whether at a bar, a party, or a wedding, the tradition is that all the men, but sometimes women, drop their pants to their ankles and dance. That doesn't really help the whole Frank Sinatra thing in the Philippines. That's just something really weird Australians do, and
Fucking weird,
someone
bro.
else had to hear about it. So
I fuck with it though. I fuck with it though. That's some like shit no one else got. You know, like that's some shit like I mean, bro, that's gotta be weird as fuck. Like imagine you don't know that shit. And like you just go play that song. Everyone just drops their pants. So they nuts. Like what the fuck are we doing? Bro. Bro.
there's traditions like that in the United States as well. Anytime someone sings Sweet Caroline, everyone's obligated to go bum bum.
Nope, nope. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I hate that song so much.
Even though the bum is actually an instrument beat and never said in the song. Or being from East Tennessee, anytime you hear the song Rocky Top after the lyrics good old Rocky Top,
Dude, I fucking can't stand that song. Sweet Caroline? Go fuck yourself. Shit pisses me off. Bro, it pisses me off so bad.
you have to woo. Those are normal, respectable ways to have karaoke traditions, not whatever godless shenanigans are happening in Australia. This video isn't about them, I should move on. But traditions take time. So now establishments in the Philippines are attempting to cancel the song from karaoke consciousness, deleting it from all of the machines and songbooks, and posting this as one of their written rules.
So this one is cool. You basically connect your Shopify account and it's able to pull in your product catalog. And then from there,
fuck you.
My Way is not under any circumstances to be performed here. Once a song of happiness for a downtrodden community, the goal, it would appear, is to just pretend that the song no longer exists, which is kind of sad, having to abandon something you once loved. Ironically, the first original version of the song, written in French by Jacques Revaux, was about a couple once in love falling out of it. Despite what Sinatra's version of the song may say, given all the violence the country has endured, this doesn't seem like the time to face it all and stand tall. The right to drunkenly belt a 60s power ballad for 5 minutes, unfortunately, may not be the hill you want to die on. Literally. That is, of course, unless you're Reddit user ixnay101892, in which case, keep fighting the fight, brother. And that is it for the Sinatra karaoke killings. I think it may just be one of those things where, since it was a popular song, and since it's kind of a song about being kicked while you're down and then standing back up, I think it's likely more of a correlation than a causation. People who had fallen on hard times and were in high crime areas would sing it to feel better.
Yeah, like that shit's gay, bro. All right, let me All right, let's get to it. Oh, fuck. I gotta reconnect my controller. Yes, I play controllers, blazers. No, you're still not rolling, Devin. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you're not streaming. At least not on TikTok. No, settings. Goofy. Bro. There you go. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. All right. That's a little fucking loud. All right. Now, where is the chest? I got some shift keys. I want to use. All right, big money, big money, big money. It's not bad. Hey, you fucking at. Oh. Oh, we got a legendary. Oh shit. I didn't see that. Dude, it's like significantly lower. Fuck you. Armor shield. Damn, 10% damage reduction. That's nice. Extended flame gun plate.
Whoever does brew a fine ale, huh?
But I don't really use. I got a nuke though. What's this do? Oh yeah, sorry, buddy. That's not me. Take it. All right. Velocity, super soaker, overshield, energy shield is full, and regens one's ammo a second. Ooh. Yeah, buddy. You know what the fuck I'm doing. And some cash. What is this? That's the mask. How do I get that? Hey, what the fuck do you know about that mask?
I'm not drinking on the job. I mean, can't prove it anyway.
I'm sorry, bro. You lit. Hey, girl. What you know about the mask? Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Alright, should we keep shooting? Bounty. Bounty. See him? Oh, brother. Ooh. What do I have? Good shot. No, I said crew mark trash. There you go. 3 rewards. Damn, I got another fucking legendary shield? Hold up, bro. Now you gonna get me thinking. Hold up, what's that shit right there? Pod killer. I'm putting that in the bank. That's what I'm gonna do. Put that bitch in the bank. Cause that is too good to lose.
I'm not trying to be funny, but we're good doing business with you. The smell of this sucker. What? I mean, you know. Oh, Laverne's gonna love this. Or hate it. She's a hard woman to read. Hope your
Oh,
grip's show, Vault Hunter. Well, if it isn't my favorite. It's you.
Damn, did I mark EV for the bank?
I'll miss our little chat.
Send it to the bank. All that shit is cool. And
Good call on the restock.
alright, so
So, did you and the Wildcat give Lichter a good mauling?
We gave him some trouble for sure. But we also discovered Lichter's using iridium to play with dangerous energies.
Sounds like the Lichter I know. Schemes upon schemes. How can I help?
We believe he's captured Amara's friend. He called her his test subject. No one knows these mountains like you. Where could he be hiding
no,
her?
if you're still in here, you would definitely not.
Lichter does his most heinous work in the shadows. And his darkest deeds take place at what he calls the Black Site.
While you boys
west
fucking
of the
talking
Order
some
security
bullshit,
checkpoint.
while we wait,
If he's hiding anything,
great.
that's where it would be.
On it. Amara, Calder's got a tip for us. Sending you a location.
Perfect. I'll meet you there.
Oh, what is it? What's this? Oh, that's right. I gotta get paint the town. All right, let's look at some shit. Where's oh, I got more. That's the you don't want the bank. Let's do sniper. Let's see what style. Not terrible. I don't really like this. I want to. It's either this or this. Yeah, I like the purple. Big job. I just want the cat. Ooh. Looks a little bit better. Hey Jaden, this is you. Nah, let's keep it red. Now that shit hard. Almost. Halt, citizen. Goofy ass emerald green. Eh. Such a dude. I feel like yeah. Shit's stupid. Just want the cat. Ooh. Oh, I already took your cat. But yeah, that fucking mask is on that table. I gotta figure out how to do that. There's gotta be like a side mission. This shit looks fucking wicked. But she's the best. Nobody give a fuck about streamers. Fuck you. Fuck out my chat.
It is the fondest wish of every generation to be passed by the next. Honor your ancestors.
fucked everything up. Dude, what the fuck did I just do? Oh, you bitch. Oh my god, I just played the wall. Bro, quit playing, bro. Bro, what the fuck did I just do? Bro, I can't. Ah, there it is.
What is happening with your face area?
On the vent. Anything else out here? Okay. $2? Fuck you, love.
Don't you whine at me, Hermes. We'll play in a moment, huh? Ugh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
Baby, that's just you. Oh, you need to go get that shit checked out.
Ah, there you are. We hit a little obstacle.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide. This must be the path to the black site.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some property destruction.
Ooh, your specialty. Please, be my guest.
Destroy the generators?
Come, let's throw some light on this
What's
black
good,
site of
Hermes?
his.
This place is
There you go.
crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
That shit's tiny.
talking creep, right?
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind.
Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside.
Yeah.
Hermes is really creeped out in here.
Not me, obviously. Hermes. There. Switch for the door.
Where are you running and gunning to, man? Hurry! Supplies are limited. If you see a dictator today, kill it. It's free to look. For now. Hope your grip's as strong as your jaw, Walter.
Fucking chest want to give out $2. Fuck that.
Vault Hunter, your persistence is inexhaustible.
I've survived a lot worse than your creepy ass. I've worked retail. Is this the welcome committee then?
In another reality, you'd make a fine research assistant. But here, right now, you are begging to be squished between my fingers. They named me vile because I refused to be a slave to tradition or flesh. From the shackles of morality, I found power.
Bro, why do like every single fucking mass
Go
science?
ahead. Discover what I've created.
Like you had a chance.
Deposit? No. Oh, I got it. Fuck yeah. No comment. $2 again? Yo, I'm finna Fuck you mean $2, bro? Motherfucker, I'll piss on your grave for $2. That boy bugging like a motherfucking insect. Man, this shit wasn't even that good, bro.
Sorry, not sorry.
I needed a new punch bag.
afraid to ask what's in the tube.
Oh, look at these guys. Those crystals
Hold up. Look, I need to chill.
growing out of them?
Let me see what I got. That off. I don't even have any fucking Malawar. Okay, so I have two order. Let me see if I can find orders.
My test subjects. The average human is ill-suited to my need. Exposure to raw phase energy inevitably leads to madness and physical anomalies. Still, they have not been entirely without use.
Something truly twisted happened down here.
So,
We have to keep going.
my brother's getting baked in the pan. Give me like $2 again, bro. Give me one original. Two.
This must be where he was doing his research.
I seen that
The
shit.
holotable. See if he left any notes behind.
When the invader moon came, it shattered more than the veil over Kairos. It shattered my own illusions. For how could a moon simply materialize through what unseen conduit? And more importantly, how might I control such a power? After years of searching, I have my answer. This material world is frail, as feeble as mere flesh. True power resides in the phase dimension, the font of the siren sorcery. That is where I must go, even if it unmakes Kairos to do so.
He's saying the power of the sirens, our phase abilities, all come from
This other dimension. The phase is a place?
That's not impossible, but
Oh, this changes
everything.
So much for being another timekeeper lackey. Lictor will do anything for power, including destroying the planet.
Kairos is a failed experiment, and the Timekeeper knows it as well as I. He gave me a mandate. I succeeded more than he ever imagined. But he is unwilling to stray from his precious vault. For all his panoptic vision, it seems the Timekeeper too is short-sighted. My godhood awaits. The last thing you and all my lessers will see is the shattering light of my apotheosis.
Looks like one of his test subjects. Shoot the crystals.
must be another vent or something.
Shut up! On melee hit consumes an armor segment that grants 100% melee damage. When the armor shield is empty, flanking grants up 10% movement speed scaling. Dude, that's really good. I won't be using it for mine, but yeah, that shit's fucking fire. Exactly what I need. Now I can throw that other shit and trash. I get rid of it. Nah, dude, hold the money. Alright, another probably another. We're not done. Oh! Girl, get the fuck out of the way. Oh.
Nice try. Dead, dead, dead.
Glowing tube. Could that be how he straps Lilith? Check the console.
What up, ho?
Let's see if this does something.
Strange.
Ah, yes. Famous last
What is that?
It's a hole. Or a tunnel.
While we wait, we hydrate.
Hey, you okay?
That's Lilith's power. That was her.
What was he doing to her down here?
I have no idea.
Oh, fuck.
You're sure that was Lilith?
I couldn't tell because of the suit, but Lilith is the only siren I know that can phase walk. She would never willingly help Lictor, though. He must be controlling her somehow to gain access to her phase powers.
Hey, man.
As if his rap sheet needed to get any longer. Let's go stop this bastard.
What's happening up there?
What the fuck?
Nothing good.
That's Lictor's fortress. He's begun tearing his way into the phase dimension. We have to stop him, now.
Yeah, now's good. Let's do it. No surprise here.
Wellspring,
Wait,
what happened to the black site?
no.
Augers across the range.
Ooh, that's a pistol? Those two guns to prepare for now. Ooh. Oh. Damn. That's damn. Let me just see it.
Reporting the appearance of, well, honestly, I don't know. Weird stuff.
Lictor's using siren powers to rip a hole in reality and make himself a god, so that tracks.
A time of inaction must cease.
Not for me.
I will take your news to the council and hope it stokes the fading embers of their courage.
Oh shit! Fuck you, bro. Get the shit out of me.
Same as always.
strangle Lictor myself with my own 8 hands.
I understand, Amara. Maybe better than anyone else could. But we need a plan. Calder was rallying the augurs. Maybe he'll know a way in.
You're right. You're right.
You want the fuck out of me. Two more wards. I don't even think it like comes close, right? Shit, there it goes. That's actually fucking insane. I didn't say anything.
Calder, the fortress is locked up tight. Any luck with the council?
Let's see if he is like. That's right. 30% life steal.
I have gathered them. We await your arrival.
I will compose myself and meet you there, Vault Hunter.
What am I doing? I'm like fucking pay attention, bro. Oh yeah, OB lock that shit up. Cool.
Vault Hunter, over here. Calder's already inside.
What?
They let you in here?
I let the guards pet Hermes.
Is Calder talking to the council?
You boot-licking cowards!
Yeah, I think he's really getting through to them.
Paralyzing this council. Your hesitation threatens our homes, our traditions, our lives. What you call cowardice, I call keeping our people safe. How safe will our people be as Vile Lictor begins tearing holes in reality? Or when his master finds out what he's been planning in the shadows?
Enough! Stellan, he's right.
Pardon.
If we
That
sit
girl
and
more of a man
talk
than he
while
is.
Vile Lictor uses our people as test subjects, then we are no better than collaborators. Calder, you have my...
No! My Shayla!
Once again, someone else pays for your defiance, Calder. Unless you'd like to watch as I take the knife to the rest of your people, you are done speaking.
You are correct.
Yeah!
I am done speaking.
Alright, but help old girl out! Stop being aura farming! Fuck!
least try to save her ass. Fucking dickhead.
Wellspring. I will mourn poor Arden later, but every second counts now.
Damn,
Follow me.
bro.
It is time to act decisively.
R.I.P.
We saw a rift like that at Lichter's black site.
A taste of the godlike powers he's stealing from the phase dimension. How are we supposed to fight something like that?
It's just sickening.
We have some oil in our drills yet. My scout brings intriguing news. Although Lichter's sanctum is sealed, his forces are appearing in great numbers at a nearby power substation.
Power? We don't have time for a diversion. We need a way into that fortress.
Patience, Wildcat. My scout also saw strange portals there. Exactly like the one Lichter just reached through.
And you think we can use those portals to get to Lichter?
What goes in must come out. Makes sense?
Exactly. Wellspring, make haste to that substation.
Vault Hunter?
In the meantime, Wildcat, I must ask you to requisition something from the Order.
By force?
Oh, very much so.
I'm listening.
You a bitch, you know that? You a fucking bald-headed bitch. You didn't even try to save her ass. You didn't stand up for nothing.
Greetings, violent Vault Hunter.
Me? Oh yeah, bro. Get your ass shot. Fuck you.
It's time to run color back.
You fucking cuck. They got chairs and hotels in the corner for people like you. Nah, bro, that shit pissed me off, bro. Alright. This is where this is where I'm gonna dip off for the night, bro. You know, I stream for that little 2 hours, you know, a little chill shit, you know, on my day off today. From the gym, at least. Alright. So, yeah. Let me, I can get this shit real quick. See me better. Alright. So, with that, I'm gonna call it a night. You know? And for the people that are still sticking around, still sitting here, hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Tell me how that shit goes. Even some like silly shit, bro. Tell me some good shit. Tell me a bad shit. You know, something, bro. Tell me something good today, bro. We're gonna share some love. You know, cause I need it. My fucking boy, he's finna go to a place I ain't gonna see him in since. I seen that motherfucker damn near every single day for like 3 years. We were supposed to live together. I wonder what happened though. Yeah, you. Anyways, but yeah, hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Um, you know, tell somebody you love them. You know, hope you have a great rest of your day, morning, night. Hmm. Word of the day. I may be stupid, but at least I'm not dumb. All right, and that's it in the stream. All right. So hope y'all pussies or pussettes, you know, clean and classy. I'm gonna include both of you. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah. I'm gonna holla at y'all. Peace! Pussy!